I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I'm going to show Dave the new intro video after this. I think Alex did a really good job on it, so might like repurpose it as a promo for just like Instagram or something. It's really cool. Today we don't have a guest. I thought today would be a great day to just catch you guys up in general on what's coming up for the rest of the year here at the gym. First and foremost, I just wanted to get out, when you guys listen to it, it'll be the first week that Hot for the Holidays, our annual, it's kind of body transformation contest is starting next week. And the way it works, it's really simple and straightforward. You're going to go ahead and take a before picture, ideally from the front and the back, and do it in the same place, ideally in the same clothes, the first time and the second time. So front, sideways, back. You're going to send it to Kate. The information is going to be in your newsletter, and I've sent it the last 3 weeks, and the sign-up is right at the front desk. If you're listening to this, just refer back to one of those newsletters. It'll have some more of the details, but I'll go over them right now. It's going to be a partner workout on Friday, so if you love those Team Tuesdays or just partner workouts in general, grab a partner and participate. Even if you're not, hey, I'm going to go all out for this, it is a fun way to keep yourself accountable. And the reason why we do this at this point of the year, it's the hardest time to stay really fit and accountable. We have holidays coming up. People start traveling. Kids get off school. There's a lot of things coming up that make it, in my experience over the last, nearly 20 years kind of in fitness, I've just seen people drop off more here. So we decided to make a contest here. If you can gain some fitness during this time or even really maintain it, you're winning. So a weekly partner workout, before and after pictures. And all we do is we pool all the money that is the entry fee. It's $35 a person. And then the winning team gets that, and we announce it at the holiday party, which will be on the December 13th. I'll go over that a little bit later. But winners get all of the money. We've had some really big years. Now that we have in partners, it's not quite as much because we're splitting it in half, but we've had people win $1,000. So, or more, yeah. So it's substantial. But yeah, we have a pretty good turnout so far, but I'd like to see those numbers pump up. And just even so in class when we do it, a lot of people are doing the workouts, holding each other accountable.
I've heard people talk about it in classes. Yep.
Yeah. Me and
some people like having some like kind of aesthetics lifting questions. Like, well, how can I make this bigger? Like, I want to make this pop. So I've had a few conversations with people about that. So it's fun. People are interested.
We had T-Lock win last year, and he went, he did it like he was doing like a bodybuilding show. Yeah. It was pretty cool. He took, we all have people take it seriously. We had a guy, one of the first years we did it, he kind of fluffed up the 2 weeks before it. He probably gained a good like 10, 12 pounds on purpose. And I wouldn't recommend this. And then he dumped it, and he probably lost over the course of the contest like 25 pounds. And it's 6 weeks, 25, 30 pounds. And he won. He tried to do it the next year, and it didn't really work.
He's still holding on to that weight?
No, but it just he went for it again, and then I think his motivation just wasn't there to just go all in, and he didn't just stay fat, but he didn't win the money, and that's a lot on your body, but it's fun. People get really into it. They'll start playing with stuff. We have people get spray tans sometimes and try and come in like a show. It's pretty cool. Me and Kate do it. I do it with, I've done it with Pete Merkel the last couple of years. We just signed up. So yeah, I'll be in there on Fridays doing the workout. It's a lot of fun. Kind of going along with that, we're going to be transitioning from our fall strength cycle into our winter training cycle. And just to kind of wrap your head around the way this programming works is what we do in the fall, we simplify things a little bit. We do a little bit of extra strength work in the classes. So you're seeing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday a strength piece and then a workout. And, while we're getting 4, pretty Metcon heavy days throughout the week as well, we're not seeing quite as much skill work, high rep gymnastics, things like that. And it's done with a plan in mind. So after our Metcons, you're seeing like accessory. So, and it's normally like some bodybuilding work, things that we'll typically see in Power Hour. And what we're trying to do here is lay down a foundation of strength and durability for what's coming up is this winter cycle where we're going to be doing some more explosive movements, more kipping movements. We're going to have an Olympic weightlifting day in class. So we're applying that, what we call slow strength, which is like deadlift, squat, bench, to more dynamic movement, like a clean and a snatch. And so we're going to start to apply that strength that we gained. Right here at the end, we're in the last week or 2 weeks of the strength cycle. People start to get antsy. Hang in there. Try to really hit those Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then what we're going to do is we're going to test that on the 11th of November, and it's called a rogue total, which a powerlifting total is a back squat, a bench press, and a deadlift. And then the rogue total was made by Bill Henninger at the old Rogue Gym, and it was built for CrossFit, and it is a front squat, a strict press, and a deadlift. It's just a little more applicable to CrossFit. It's also a little safer where you're not, you can bail on those things. You're not going to get pinned under a bench or crush yourself with a back squat. Yeah. A push press. Much better. Yeah. Well, hey, actually, people do start to push press sometimes and have to go holler at them.
Yeah. Bending those knees.
Yeah,
exactly.
No push pressing. It's a good one to do in class. And what's great is when you get those numbers, you can use those percentages throughout the winter. And then also just that total in general, it sets a standard for you. I've done it a bunch of times. I definitely have a bit of a roller coaster year to year, depending on how well that strength cycle went. So it's a good place to test. And then if it doesn't go as well for you one year, hey, I got to get back on it. I need to be more consistent with my strength work so I can bring that up, because it really does lay a base for that next training cycle. If you do well there, you're going to do better in the next one, and it just kind of like folds into the next one. So winter training cycle, we'll be getting information out to you in the next week or 2, probably not next week, the following week. I'll send you guys either like a Google Doc or a PDF of like an infographic in the newsletter. So you guys will be getting that, and it'll just kind of go over like the way the training cycle is going to work, days that we have, special workouts. It'll work a little different. We will do 3 days that have more of a strength focus, but one week it'll be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The opposing week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then some of the workouts too will be like strength baked in. So that's a big favorite style that I like to work, where you might do like a 20 calorie row, 10 toes to bar, and like a heavy 5 on a push press. The next round it's like 3, next round it's 3, 2, 2. You build to a 1, you're getting a little more fatigued, but you bake some strength into like a moderate Metcon. So we'll see workouts like that popping up at least every other week. Again, more skill work, replacing a lot of that bodybuilding style work. So more work on things like pull-ups and muscle-ups and climbing ropes and going upside down. And again, all the modifications for that. So if that scares you just hearing that, like, nothing's going to change that much, except you're just going to notice, hey, we have a little more skill work, a little less strength-based accessory. And I think we're all ready for that. So that'll be a lot of fun. What I like about the winter too, we have a couple of what I call like annual like checkpoints and special day workouts. And so we have the Rogue Total, and that's November 11th. Then we have our annual Thanksgiving workout, and that will be November 28th. And if you've been here for a while, again, that's another checkpoint that I like. We do it every year. Thanksgiving, we run 3 classes Thanksgiving Day. I believe we run them at 7, 8, and 9. Again, I'll let you guys know. I have to check back on that. But we just run 3 classes. They're big classes. It's a fun chipper workout. So we do that every year. And then we do our 12 days of Christmas, which a lot of CrossFit gyms do, or they do a version of another like training program. We have our own that we've done in here year after year. It's really, you can move through it, but it's really hard. It is a 25 to 30 minute workout. You're throwing around a 95-pound barbell, 65 for ladies. You've got like some pull-ups and knees to elbows and kettlebell swing. It's a lot of different movements. It's a ton of fun. And again, it's a good checkpoint year after year. Again, having done it, over 10 times now, I've got some really good years, and then I've got some years where I'm like, okay, next year I got to be in shape when I do this. So I'm already thinking about like,
it's always deceiving, like how bad that feels when you start like climbing up the days and coming back down. You're like, because it just, you feel like you're halfway done 5 minutes into the workout, and then it just really slows down.
It does. You're moving fast. And the people who, you can kind of watch it, and they'll be fit, like really fit guys who maybe just started CrossFit, guys or girls who just started CrossFit, and they've got a lot of capacity and they've got a big engine and they can go, but they haven't done that workout before. And maybe they're 3 to 5 months into it, and they'll race through, that first.
There's some good ones out there. I meant like, it was appropriate based on like kind of like maybe a more competitive level, but like Invictus always had a nice one that was like early 2010s.
I've seen Invictus ones.
I mean, it was.
Yep. It's a good one.
It was like at least an hour or more. Like even for like a real, 40. It was verging towards an hour, either plus or minus. I can't remember exactly.
It is. It's like an hour-long workout.
Because every round had like a 300-meter run or row, like at the end of it. So it was a lot of volume, and things were very heavy, complicated movements. But I just always remember just like, all right, I'm just going to. It was really a hero workout for sure. But
I think you were working with a 135-pound barbell.
Yeah. I was going to say, you could always scale back, but it had very complicated movements, heavier movements.
Some ring muscle ups.
You would just kind of really go through that one real slow and just kind of make sure you're doing everything right, because, it would add up quickly.
Yeah, ours is good in the way that you can.
I would not recommend that one for like
a class.
For a Gen Pop, no. It's not.
This one works for a class, and what I like about it is even like our level 2 or higher end guys, I mean,
you'll still get something out of it.
It'll smoke them because they can move through it. It's a great workout. So that is
for a holiday and something. You want movements most people can do, and weights that most people can do, but it just, how well can you move through, right? So it's a good test of some broad fitness and different movements.
We had a guy who, he was so big on it. I remember somehow, I don't know how, he was like trying to put a score in like years after he wasn't at the gym. That was his CrossFit games, was the Christmas workout. He loved that workout. And then around that time too is we just had our fall social, which was, I thought it was a ball. I had a blast there. We have our annual holiday party, which is our really big one. That's our biggest party of the year. And that is going to be Friday, December 13th at the Exchange at Bridge Park again. What's great is you do have that AC hotel right there. So it's not right here in UA and Grandview. It's just up Riverside Drive. But if you want to make a night out of it, Kate and I, the last few years, we just get a babysitter, and then we grab a hotel room right there, and then, just make a night out of the whole thing. And you can have drinks, go out afterwards and then just go back to the room. It's great. So there's quite a few people that we've seen do that. So that's just an idea if you want to make a night out of it. It is a ton of fun. People dress up a little bit for it, so they'll dress nice. You don't have to, but it's our most formal affair, and it's fun though. We have food. We'll have the photographer there. That that's a blast. And then the week before that, we will have our Santa party, and that is for parents and their kids, and we'll have Santa here, and you'll be able to get your picture taken with Santa at the gym. We'll have some drinks and food provided for the parents, and then we get a bounce house out in the gym for the kids. Great time. So if you have kids and you don't want to have to like go to one of those Santa pancake breakfast things or go to the mall, we do it here, and it makes it easy. It's part of your membership, and you can have a good time. It's a really good – what I've loved about this one is it's a lot of people who've came to the gym for a long, long time. I've watched them go through a few seasons of life, and then they kind of get to come here and hang out, socialize. Kids are all playing in the bounce house, and it's a great time. So that has been a good one to add to just our whole layer of events that we have coming up, Q4 here. And, the big thing, I just try and tell people, during the fall, and we've had a podcast about this, but almost more than performance goals, those process-based goals where if you can look at, and Wodify has this really cool feature. It has your weekly, a streak of how many weeks you've came in. So even if you're getting like one class in a week, it'll be like, hey, I think I have like 15 weeks in a row. I might have had a vacation or something. You have 15 weeks in a row you've got a class in. And then it shows you the days that you attended a class before that. So during the fall and during like the holidays, if you can be like, hey, I need to get at least 3 days in, that's like my watermark bottom. And, on good weeks I get 5. And you hold on to that. I think that is the best way to approach it, rather than maybe having super audacious performance-based goals at a time where you may be traveling or moving around. If you're just like, hey, I need to attend, you're minimally going to maintain it, and maybe you'll find yourself gaining some fitness without putting that pressure on yourself, because you might have some bad days here and there, where you're jumping out of cars. So I think this is a big time to like really look at like, am I attending class? Am I, getting to the gym frequently enough, rather than am I going to hit this, time on Fran or whatever that might be. So that's just my piece of advice. That's what works for me. I know like the things. Show
up, be consistent.
Yeah.
Yep. If good things happen, they'll happen.
That's why I like the Hot for the Holidays. That's one day now it puts it on you where you have to show up. Me and Kate do have a short trip that we're going to be going actually for the first time ever on that Thanksgiving WOD, but we're already setting up a drop-in down at the gym in Puerto Rico to do an open gym and then do it there, and then check the box. So like trying to plan on hitting all these things, checking those boxes, even if I'm not going to do well on it, like that rogue total probably isn't going to go real well for me this year. I might even have to lay up on a few. Like I'm going to just say this is the highest I'm going to go on this lift to stay healthy. Stop right there on this. It's not going to be my best year, but it's going to be like last year was a pretty decent year. It'll be like, okay, that's where I was this year. Let's see if we can improve on it next year. Because if you just skip every year that's not going to be your best year, it starts to leave like, if I just left it at 2021, which was like my biggest PR year, I'm just going to be disappointed, and I'm going to find myself skipping it every year because I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to beat that. I'm not going to beat that. So I'm just going to eat my medicine, do the workout, say, okay, that's what it is, and then move on. That's just what works for me. So got a lot of stuff coming up. Again, read those newsletters. I get a lot of questions, and I'm not trying to lecture anybody and yell at my audience here, but I get a lot of questions on these events and things, and I answer them, but I get them all day. And, like, when is Hot for the Holidays start? And I'm like, I've sent it to you 3 weeks in a row in our email. It's fine. Like, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. I'm here to answer questions, but please, most of those, if not all of them, are going to be answered in all this content that I'm putting together all the time. So I try and get this stuff out timely and get it out to you guys.
Being real nice about this.
Yeah. Please just read it and then look over the stuff. And then if you have questions from there, ask away, and I'm here for it. So regardless, I'm here for it. Yeah. Please just read that.
The same question a couple times a day, not bad. The same question 50 times a day.
I have a funny...
check your email.
What did I got... So I just put a job posting for the front desk a few weeks ago, and I think we've got all our shifts filled and stuff. And I put it in the Columbus CrossFitters group, and a guy asked me if we still had some availability. I'm like, I don't know. We may have a shift available, and if not, we do keep some resumes on file and follow up with people if something does on the next round, and that tends to happen like during like semester shift overs from school and stuff. And I said, send that to Lexi, and he and it's in the post, and it says like all of Lexi's information, her email, phone, like all our contact stuff. We had to go back and forth like 3 or 4 times, and he's like, "Who's that?" Well, I don't know. Because I'm the one who made the post, so he just keeps DMing me, and I'm like, please read the post. It's about 5 sentences. Anyways, I'm just ranting. It's funny. He's like, okay, I see it now. Yeah. Where I'm going with this is just read your emails. I'm trying not to spam you guys, especially all our members. Like, I'll occasionally send out like, we have a deal or something, maybe to some like old members or leads. I do it maybe twice a year, and usually in December when it's about to be January. For you guys, anything I'm sending you, it's need to know stuff. It's stuff that's coming up at the gym. It's classes that are getting canceled because of, Ohio State game, something that you guys should or need to know. So I'm not just selling you guys a bunch of BS and things like that. So read that email. If you're coming to the gym frequently, it's going to be good info for you. I think the next few weeks we'll be having some more guests back on, and just so you guys understand, like, I like this podcast in the way that, I loved our Athlete of the Week features that were like 2-3 minute little highlights. But what I've tried to do, and what you've probably noticed, is I've replaced the Athlete of the Week with, they get a full interview and they can tell their story for 30 to 45 minutes, which I think really allows them to kind of like lead us through their whole fitness journey. So we'll be having some more of those coming up in the next few weeks. But this is a short one, guys, so that's all I got for you today.
All right, see you guys.
Cool.